What's the worst thing your grandparents taught you? I was 8 years old when my grandpa started teaching me how to grab a woman's rack. Grandpa Joe was this loud guy with a beer belly who always wore the same stained baseball cap and talked like he knew everything about everything. He would take me to the playground every Saturday while my mom worked, and that's where he taught me what he called how to be a man. The first lesson happened on a sunny afternoon when this pretty lady with long blonde hair jogged past our bench. Grandpa Joe nudged me with his elbow and told me to go tell her she looked beautiful. I was confused because mom always taught me not to bother strangers, but grandpa said real men give compliments to pretty women. So I ran up to the jogger and said exactly what he told me. She stopped running and smiled at me. She said I was such a sweet little boy and gave me a high five. When I ran back to Grandpa, he was grinning like he just won something big. He patted my head and said I did great and that we were going to practice more. Over the next few weeks, Grandpa taught me different things to say to women at the park. He would point at someone and whisper instructions in my ear. Then I would run over and deliver the lines he gave me. Every single woman thought I was adorable and gave me hugs or high fives or told me how cute I was. Grandpa would watch from the bench looking proud of himself. At first, the compliments were simple things like, "You have pretty eyes," or "I like your dress." The women always responded positively, so Grandpa started giving me more creative lines. He taught me to tell women they smelled nice or that they had beautiful smiles. I didn't understand why this made Grandpa so happy, but I liked making people smile and getting positive attention. The compliments got weirder as time went on. Grandpa started teaching me to say things I didn't really understand, like telling women they looked smoking hot or that they had nice curves. I just repeated whatever he told me because I trusted him, and the women still seemed to think I was cute. Looking back now, I realized they had no idea these weren't my own innocent kid thoughts. Grandpa was getting bolder with each successful interaction. He would spend the whole walk to the park coming up with new lines for me to try. He started targeting specific types of women like college girls or moms pushing strollers. He treated it like a game where he was the coach and I was his star player. I thought this was normal grandpa and grandson bonding time. Then came the Saturday that changed everything. We were sitting on our usual bench when this woman in scrubs walked by. She looked tired, like she just finished a long shift at the hospital. She had red hair pulled back in a ponytail and was eating a sandwich while walking to her car. Grandpa's eyes lit up when he saw her, and he leaned close to whisper his longest instruction yet. The words he taught me were different from the usual compliments. They sounded grown up and weird, but I trusted Grandpa, so I memorized them exactly. I ran up to the nurse and said what he told me word for word. "Hey, beautiful, I bet your pum-pum tastes like cherries to match your hair." The woman stopped walking and stared at me with her mouth open. Her face went from surprised to confused to angry in about 3 seconds. She looked around the park until her eyes found Grandpa, who was now trying to act casual by looking at his phone. "Who taught you to say that?" she asked me in a serious voice. I pointed straight at Grandpa without thinking. "My grandpa did. He teaches me how to talk to pretty ladies." The woman marched over to Grandpa faster than I had ever seen anyone move. Her face was red and her hands were balled up into fists. Grandpa tried to stand up and back away, but she was already right in front of him. "Are you teaching this child to harass women?" She yelled loud enough for everyone in the park to hear. Grandpa started making excuses about how it was just fun, and I didn't know what the words meant. His voice was shaky, and he kept looking around like he wanted to run away. But before he could say much more, the woman brought her knee up and kicked him in the legs. Grandpa made a sound like a balloon losing air and collapsed on the ground, holding himself. He was rolling around in the dirt, making weird gasping noises like he was a dying donkey, while the woman stood over him. Then she knelt down next to me and her voice became gentle again. "Sweetie, you should never talk to women like that. You treat everyone with respect and kindness. Your grandpa was wrong to teach you those things. Do you understand?" I nodded because I was scared and confused. The woman smiled at me and patted my shoulder before walking away. Grandpa eventually got up and limped to his car without saying anything to me. He drove me home in complete silence. When we got to my house, Grandpa told my mom he wasn't feeling well and couldn't watch me anymore. Mom seemed confused but said okay. Grandpa never came back to pick me up for our Saturday park visits. Mom said he moved to Florida to live with his sister, but I never saw him again.